Hello and welcome back to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I am Dustin.
And I am Zombie.
Indeed. Happy Revenge of the Sixth. Right? Sixth.
Yeah, well, I mean, whether you celebrate May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th, or Revenge of the 6th, whatever you prefer, we made it. It's still
Yeah,
technically a Star Wars type of thing.
and like you said, it's become more of this is the May instead of way. Anyway, but yeah, I think that's a better analogy because so much stuff has happened in May related to Star Wars, and I know that Disney's trying their best to make it not happen that way, but
Well, it's Disney. You just reminded me to look something up. Okay. May. Yeah, happens in May. Okay, sorry. uh, so I guess I'll just if you are a deep dive fan, like I can sometimes be of things, you tend to things stick, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, is that really a thing? Do people really celebrate that? So if you watched Rebels, they had something called Empire Day.
Yep.
I looked that up, and it's May the 20th. So
Yeah.
there's another one. There's Empire Day. If you celebrate Empire Day, it's May 20th.
Yep. That's for sure. And I know I celebrate them all, but every day is Star Wars Day to me. Like I have a Star Wars clock, so every point is just it's Star Wars. So it's just where it's at.
Well, it's like you said. It's like you said. This is the May.
That's right. Yeah, and we are the Bad Batch of podcasts for sure. Yeah.
Well, a little dysfunctional, not quite the norm, but we exist.
Exactly. Hey, defective but effective.
I mean, typically we get together on Friday nights. Like I had to think, wait, what day is this? It's Monday, right? Today's Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here on a Monday and on a lunch hour. So
yeah. Yeah, I have no idea if we'll get any views or not, but this is beyond our outside normal time, so
it's okay.
But it doesn't matter because you guys can always still catch it on the replay.
Lives on YouTube.
Indeed, it does. So here's what I'm thinking. I figure we're just gonna review Bad Batch, season 3. And we'll read the synopsis of each episode, sort of like we did with our Shogun review. If you had seen that, if not, go check it out. So yeah, I'll read the synopsis of each episode, and then we'll get into detail about that episode. And sometimes we might have more to say, other times not so much. But that's the general idea. So Confined. So getting right into it.
Let me screech this to a halt here.
Yeah.
I do have some.
Oh, right. Yeah. What's in the box?
Before we get to the official review, because it's themed, I've been saving a few things. So right into it, I found the. Let me grab her box. I opened her up.
New Omega.
Yep. So it's mercenary gear. Sorry, I didn't know what they called it, but yeah, this is much better portrait on this release. This is her second figure.
Yeah.
So
I like it so much better.
Yeah, her first one was okay, and we didn't know any better. It's her new one's a little bit taller. Let me back up.
Because she is bigger, so
right, because she is a little bit older.
Yeah.
This one has a lot more movement, I guess you could say. They've definitely improved the figure. There's a little bit of reuse in, I'd say, the legs. So probably her lower half is all reuse, and then this
Okay.
upper half, everything up. She does come with an alternate portrait with the headgear
Oh
on
yeah.
that she sports in the show, and of course she comes with her energy bow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what she comes with. I'm happy I found that. And then I also picked up, speaking of
Oh,
Rebels, this is
nice.
the Old Master version, not to be confused with his appearance from the Clone Wars, the end,
Yeah.
faces up against Ahsoka on Mandalore. There's a little bit of reuse here, too. His lower half, again, is reused from this figure, where he's got his robot
Yeah.
lower half. The pants are the same, the lower legs are the same. Hands appear to be the same, just done in black this time. And then his arms, the bare arms, I suspect, are from the comic book release that he had. Not sure about the head, if that's a new portrait or not. Torso seems to be new. Um, that comic version had the bare arms and bare
Yeah.
torso on it, and this is his appearance, like I said, from Rebels, but it was released under Gaming Greats.
Huh.
So, but yeah, whatever. I don't know.
What lightsaber does he have?
He comes with
Is it like the cane looking one?
yeah.
Okay.
So this was actually pieced together from like
Savage.
I believe like this piece of it here was like maybe part of his original that he
Yep.
held on to, but then this piece with the curved that's from a salvaged Inquisitor
Oh, okay.
lightsaber. So
I
which
thought Savage also had a similar curved hilt like that, but
he
it's been
probably
a long time.
did.
I don't quite remember.
Yeah, the details are kind of fuzzy whenever it shows up, but let's see. I did. My wife picked up this guy for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yep, yep. And she got a deal on it too, so she caught it on sale price.
Nice.
she she actually she went out and she was we FaceTimed. And I'm like, yeah, look, I'm looking for a couple of things, and this wasn't one of them, but I saw it on the shelf. I'm like, yeah, him, get him.
Right. I
So
love Hui Yang. He is so cool.
yep. I really am happy that she picked that up for me. And this, I wasn't going to get this. I wasn't going to pick this up because I'm holding out for the better version of it, even though it's technically the same figure. The I don't know, the way that Hasbro is releasing these is beyond me. So
Mm,
I got the Minds of Mandalore version.
yep.
There is the other one that I thought was released first that I still haven't found yet
Right.
was from the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Don't remember the subtitle that it's under or whatever, but the one from Book of Boba Fett comes with a jetpack and a soft goods cape. This one does not. It has the original plastic cape. This is an all new sculpt. I'm still going to find the other one. Mark my words, I'm still going to find that one. But this one, I went ahead and decided I'll go ahead and pick this up because I want to check out. It's an all new sculpt for him. I still haven't opened it yet, just in that time. But once I have the other version that I'm still looking for, this one will probably be customized.
Yeah.
So that's to me how I justified. All right, well, I'll go ahead and get this one, but I'm still going to look for the other one.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I got something for you.
Me.
I just have to. I've got quite a bit that I need to send to you, but this one specifically, I've been saving for the show.
Yes. Oh yeah, dude. Thank you.
I got a hell of a deal on this guy.
Yes.
$6.
No way.
Yes,
Was that
way.
a
I
Ross
caught him
find or
on
something?
clearance. No, no, it was Walmart.
Dude.
Believe it or not, it was
Oh,
Walmart. And he's pretty darn cool.
oh, heck yeah.
This is the one I've been waiting for. They released him
Oh,
in
yeah.
like the comic book kind of, quote
That was
unquote comic book version.
garbage.
But it was
Yeah.
just a repainted Chewbacca,
Yeah.
with a couple of new pieces to it. But this guy, he's not as the figure itself. I should have. Do I have one? I don't know if I still have one like within arm's reach, a Chewbacca to show you. He's not as tall as a Chewbacca figure. Yes, I do, right here. Check it out.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So he's a little shorter, which I'm not sure is completely accurate because I'm used to this guy. This is in the comics they call him Black Chrysanthemum.
Right.
So, but on Book of Boba Fett, which is what he's released under, Boba calls him Santos. So, whatever you call him, he's cool. I was under the impression he was supposed to be much taller because that's how they kind of represent him in the comics. Like he's this big, massive beast of a Wookiee.
Yeah.
So when I first opened him, that's kind of what hit me. It's like, oh, he's shorter than I expected, but he's still a cool figure.
Yeah. Heck
So,
yeah.
so you got a little
I'm
something
still
too.
I'm still looking at the Chewbacca that you got me. Doop,
Yeah,
doop, 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 doop.
and I finally opened mine too. I got him set up with the core team over here off screen
Yeah.
that you convinced me that I needed. So,
Well, I don't know if I did, but
oh yeah, you absolutely did. I wouldn't have bought them if it wouldn't have been for you convincing me.
well,
So
I'll just say
that's
I wasn't trying to convince you.
well, what it is what it is.
I think I did just mention like it's like yeah, I want to do at least one character of the core team. I don't have to pick up every iteration.
Right,
Like
right.
a New Hope Luke wasn't a necessarily must for me, but I did get him eventually. You sent him to me. But yeah, I mean like they're cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm mad because I don't have any room to put them, but I'm going to figure. See, I'm just so lazy.
Oh,
I could totally remove stuff from my cases over here and then set up new displays every month or something. But it's like to do that every month. It's just like, do I really want to? Like I'm fighting the urge to not set up all my stormtroopers and stuff, like because I have so many.
Oh, I know. Well, come with me. I'm just gonna kind of scan over there, okay?
Yeah,
Like
let
you
me
can
zoom in on you.
see,
Yeah, exactly.
you can see like right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's shaky. I'm sorry. No, that's uh, which way? Which way? Okay, yeah. All right. So that's maybe half of what I got. I still got like that many that are still in boxes that I haven't even opened. And I'm going, where am I going to put them?
Right.
So you can't see the stormtroopers behind Vader, but they're there. I've got maybe, I don't know, 14, maybe 16
Yeah.
just standard troopers, and then I've got some of the officers. I've got some customs that I've done.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean about the stormtroopers. I've loved that newer version with the single jointed elbows that a lot of people hate. But hey, I dare you to even try putting those double hinged stormtroopers, the old model, into some of the poses that the new ones can get, and see which one is the superior.
That's right.
Calling you out right now.
They're just so good. Like I don't know. and I still have stormtroopers just sitting on my desk everywhere. Like these aren't the normal versions, but just still like this is the what was it? A scout, not a scout, but
It's some type of like yeah, I don't remember. It's like
infantry
a
enforcer
police
type dude.
officer version.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it's just like I just have so many, and I'm looking at two of those just right here. And this is just within arm's reach.
Yeah, yeah.
So
See, we're kind of at fault for enabling each other on
yes, we
the Black Series
did.
line. Like I didn't have very many, and then like I found out you had none. Like you
Right.
didn't have any, and I'm like, well, I gotta at least get you know, Boba Fett. I
Yeah.
gotta find him. And then you were like, well, if I have Boba, I kind of want to get Django, and that went off on a whole other mission to find a Django,
Yeah.
and I did. And then, well, you got to have this one. You got to have that one, and it just built up from there. And then I'm like, these are kind of cool too.
Yeah.
I think I want to pick up these for myself, and it just blew up from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely.
I think the most that I had was actually from Rebels,
Yeah.
and for me, Rebels kind of holds a special place for me because that's the one that I first started watching with my kids.
Yeah.
So they were kind of introduced into that because Clone Wars came out when they were babies, like they were,
Mm-hmm.
you know, born and developing and everything. So even if I would have watched that with them, they wouldn't have, you know, followed any of that was going on. But with Rebels, because we went back years later and watched it years later, like I'm talking like they're grown. They're going, oh, I remember some of this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, that's so I had more of the figures from there that, you know, is basically almost the core team.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of, well, this one looks cool, I'll pick this one up. Well, this one looks cool, I'll get that one too.
Yeah.
And then the stormtrooper bug bit.
Yep. Yep. You're like, yeah.
Anyway, we'll come back. We'll come back to the toys things if you, because they did announce a few of the a few new releases or whatever. If you want to look into that, but we'll get into the Bad Batch now.
We can just do that real quick.
There's not much I'm honestly excited about this year. You know me and my love-hate relationship with Hasbro. I just
Yeah.
they frustrate me so much.
Oh, I'm doing this on my phone. I could easily do it here too. Let's see. Oh, I should probably open a tab first.
So there's probably a few things that, because I haven't really been following it. I've just been constantly on the go, constantly busy right now, and I've seen a few things, and so there's probably some things that you know that they've shown or teased or whatever it might be that I actually haven't seen.
So some of the things that let's see. I have a toy news section on in
Instagram.
on my Instagram feed.
Yep.
Let's see if this actually loads sometime today.
I don't know, man. Instagram's been acting funny for me lately.
Okay, so toy community shoutouts. Okay, yeah, toy news. Okay, so there's that. Okay, this looks insane.
So is this looks like a hot toy? Is that a hot toy?
It is a hot toy.
Okay.
Legends Luke Skywalker from when he went to the dark side and was being trained by a clone of Emperor Palpatine, and he just sort of learned more about the Force and stuff like that, but his family, his sister and Han and all that, they brought him back from the dark side before he truly went like murder on a murder spree or something terrible. But that
Yeah,
just
because
looks so
I
cool.
see he had like a green lightsaber, but he's wearing like
Darth Vader stuff.
yeah. So
Yeah. And so yeah, this was one of my favorite comics uh of 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 their sequel trilogy type release. But yeah, I mean, so I'm excited for this. I really want to get it, but I'm definitely not. I just do not have the money to do that at this
well,
time. It's a hot topic.
maybe we can make a custom from Black Series parts.
Exactly. That's kind of what I want to have happen anyway. Um, I think the cape is. I would want to do soft goods cape because it has this flared nape around his neck. It's not like a turtleneck type thing, and it flows. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool thing. But anyway, um, so we'll continue. This is the thing I'm like most excited for. I think. This Emperor Palpatine. I wish he had two lightsabers, but I understand why he doesn't. But
So what is this appearance? Because is this from?
this is from the I am the Senate. It's
Oh, okay. So it's like his reveal of, oh yeah, by the way, I'm the Sith Lord you've all been looking for.
yeah. So
The,
as the
the
Jedi
whole
come to confront him, he's wearing this robe or puts on this robe and flashes his lightsaber and proceeds to take out literally all of them pretty much. And
this basically like his showdown with Mace Windu.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah, and then
gotcha.
it also it has lightning effects for when he's facing off against Yoda and whatnot. That's another that's close up to his head. I I'm glad they used a plastic for the hood because his hood was one of the more tricky aspects to making this work uh on his previous release.
He just
Yeah.
looks strange smiling.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the. Oh yeah. I'm the bad boss type dude.
I
So.
don't know. To me, that just screams like, yes, the cheese sticks, bring them to me.
Oh yeah. Well, still. So here's the lightning effects that he sports against Yoda. There's another. I am the Senate. And so this is cool. We get a standalone
Ah,
battle droid, uh, heavy battle droid,
it's
super
about
battle
time.
droid. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be cool, but I probably not gonna get it. But I don't know. I still haven't got the badass dudes from what is it?
Oh, the Dark
Anyway,
Troopers.
yeah, the Dark Troopers. I still haven't got those, but I don't know. It's one of those things. It's cool.
The droids
This
are kind
is
of hard to find sometimes.
they are. This is probably one of the coolest packs ever. Has all three of these characters, and I'm telling you, his uh his Qui-Gon, he's crouching and kneeling in that pose. It just looks so good.
And that is definitely something that if you were able to zoom in and look, he's got double hinge
Yeah,
knees. That is something that you can't quite pull off with the articulation that Hasbro is using for their current single hinged elbows and
right.
knees and things like that. There's a way to do it, but you'd have to look to the import type of
Yep.
engineering on toys to pull something like that off. So he definitely does. It looks like the Obi-Wan there also has double hinged knees.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the same case with Darth Maul, because this will be just a really awesome figure, um, especially if in his full garb and robes, it just is going to be cool.
Knowing
But
Hasbro, it's probably just going to be
another re.
a re-release of the original Darth Maul that they did. I'd be surprised if they did not do just a straight release on him, re-release on him. Excuse me. And I don't know. Maybe they made some improvements to that old sculpt. I don't really know. I do have that one. He's up on the shelf actually.
Yeah. So that's a 3-pack. I think it's cool. They also released Yoda with chair and Commander Gree, which I think we have Commander Gree. But
Not that one.
right.
So I think is that one called Gree where he's all camoed out? I don't remember.
Yeah.
So
Clone Commander Gree.
but this is supposed to be on the new clone trooper body. So and it's a different paint deco. This one is from which movie was that? It's from the actual movie,
episode
not
3.
Yeah, it was episode 3, right before Order 66 was given. So,
yeah, I think I commented on Hasbro's page or someone's page. I said, "Does it come complete with head popping off action?"
well, with enough heat, yes.
I do see that this Yoda has an alternate head with it, so I think that's pretty cool.
I think it's like there's a stoic portrait and then like an angry portrait.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, that is the Yoda body that came with that Luke 2-pack. So it's the smaller one. It's the more accurately sized. Yeah, this, okay, no, go ahead, go to that. This pack kind of upsets me because, like, how many of these are people going to buy? But that Stormtrooper, all of them are going to look the same in your collection, and they don't all look the same from the show. But then you're going to be stuck with so many of the other guy. So I may like look for people's sales or whatever of the other guy and just skip the other Stormtrooper altogether because
because there's only one Captain Enoch.
Yeah, Enoch, that's his name. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to remember what it was. Enoch.
Yeah, because there's only one of him. But
cool design, yeah.
Absolutely.
But this upsets me in a way that also it's a Walmart exclusive.
Yeah. Walmart
is not so hot with distribution for their Star Wars sculpt. Their exclusive. Sorry, man. It is too early. Like I can't speak.
Let's see. I had a thing. Yeah. So here's something. It's So GameStop is the 3-pack, which is atrocious. It's like, dang it. I really want that.
Well, I mean, at least GameStop has a better track record than Walmart does. Like Walmart will just like even if you pre-order, Walmart will just go, yeah, we're actually these are just all canceled. They're like there's not enough product or whatever, and then 2 months later you go into Walmart and there it is sitting on the shelf.
Right.
If you go like. Our Walmarts are not 24 hours anymore. I don't know if they are 24 hours still in other parts of the country or whatever. Ours are not. So if I go around opening before everybody else wakes up, I might find them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've never really had that problem with GameStop. You order something from GameStop, you pre-order, you're gonna get it.
Yeah. And I mean, so like
Hasbro Pulse is the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasbro Pulse is another one where they've got kind of a mark against them because they with me at least, they shipped something to me and I never got it. And I sent the emails to them and everything, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh well, as a one-time courtesy, we'll go ahead and resend what what you ordered." I'm like, I'm just trying to get what I paid for.
Right. And I don't know what the fan channel thing here is about. I mean, it's just
I
exhausting. When I
don't.
see all those exclusives, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, it is. It's like they make everything everybody's asking for an exclusive, and then
Yep,
everything no one's asking for is what's clogging the pegs in the
exactly.
stores. Like, we don't need that many of these Landos on the pegs. Stop making the stuff no one's asking for.
Right.
Give us the troopers that we're asking for. Give us, all of the droids that everybody's at. Make more of those.
Right. And like they also came out with a 2-pack Mace Windu and his clone commander, in the purple. And it's
Yeah,
just like, but it's the same Mace Windu they've made for, I don't know, 100 years. And
it's
the
Hasbro.
the clone commander is the one that everyone wants, but it's like impossible to find without buying a 2-pack.
Yeah,
So it's like,
and I think that mace actually had the like a little bit of the clone armor on. So he's a little bit different, but it's still
it's
a lot
still
of reuse.
a remash of the
Yeah,
2 that they've released already.
I mean it's kind of at this point. I almost want to start a chart. Which figure has been re-released more? You've got
Right.
all these Lukes, you've got all these Darth Mauls,
Uh-huh.
Mace Windu's in there. I know because, like you said, they've released him how many times?
At least 2 or 3 times. So
I almost want to start a chart and see, who's got the highest track record of re-release with Hasbro.
right. I don't know, but I mean, let's see. Oh, all right, that's the end of the news. So I will stop sharing. So
Yeah, there
that's
was.
that's all of the things that I found of note to uh repost on the channel. So, but yeah, so let's get into it, I guess. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay. Yeah, let's get into it then. Season 3, episode 1, Confined. Imprisoned on Tantus, Omega adjusts to new life without the rest of the crew. Um, so this was interesting, an interesting episode because it's sort of time. It compressed time in different ways, and it kept showing the sink dripping, dripping, and that was the start of a new day. And it's just like, okay, and you're seeing her fall into rhythm, and it's like she's slowly trying to come to terms with, and at the same time she's devising, you could see that she's devising a way out. And she's of course telling that to Crosshair, who's imprisoned with her. She's like, the mission is to get out, and all that. So yeah, I need to close this. There's that. Okay, so paths unknown. Following a lead, Hunter and Wrecker make a startling discovery that could bring the team together. Uh, what was that? Who is the startling What was the startling discovery?
I'm trying to remember myself because I didn't binge all of these. I didn't have time before the show. I
Yeah,
have seen them, but I'm having difficulty remembering what that might be.
yeah. I don't quite remember the paths unknown that they were on to, but
a lot of
anyway.
a lot of this season was this character is trapped here. We got to go get them.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah. All right. So Shadow of Tantus, Omega and Crosshair hatch a daring plan to finally get the batch in the clear. In the That says clean, but it's probably clear.
That makes
Anyway.
sense.
trying to decipher someone else's grammar on this is Google's official page. Get the batch in the clean. Yeah. Get the batch in the clean? No, it's batch in the clear, probably. So yes, so Omega and Crosshair are working together, and he's of course, saying like, dude, don't care about me, don't worry about me. I wouldn't hesitate to leave you behind, and if I saw an opening, the mission is to
up.
Yeah, he definitely very much has. But good old Omega, she's like, I'm not giving up on you, and she wouldn't let him give up. So, that was Shadow of Tantus, and then, stranded in dangerous territory, Omega and Crosshair must work together to escape. That's a different approach.
This one, I do remember this episode. This episode I can kind of relate to because they tried so hard to because they had to abandon the shuttle that they stole because of course the Empire's going to track it. So they're on this other planet and they're trying to find a way off of it, and they don't have what is it, chain code? They don't have chain codes, so they can't board any of the vessels that are leaving the planet legally. So they go off and they try to earn the money to bribe the dock worker or whatever, whoever it was.
Yeah.
And so they do.
Omega doesn't want to kill anyone.
Right.
Even though that would be easier.
Through gambling and everything, they get the money, but then they get double crossed again by Imperial officers of the Empire and all that kind of stuff. So the struggle with, okay, well, we got to get the money for this, and then you get the money for it, and then, well, this other thing happened, and now we don't have the money.
Yeah. And so she's like, okay, we'll do it your way.
So it was kind of a learning experience for Omega. It's like, okay, not everything is going to work out like you want it to. Sometimes you got to get a little rough, and you got to do things you don't want to get what you need.
Right. And so then the return. Tensions in the team. Tensions rise in the team as heroes navigate new dynamics of a dangerous mission. Let's see. I'm not remembering that.
And now this is where
okay.
Omega and Crosshair rejoin Hunter and Wrecker.
Yeah,
I believe. So there's that tension of, okay, Crosshair's back, but can we really trust him?
Right. And of course I'm like ready, like, okay, trust him. He's good. Like I feel very much like Omega. I feel like he's earned his spot back. He earned a little bit of trustworthiness because he's stuck by Omega this entire time. So to me, as just watching, I felt like he earned that, and he earned that, but he had to work for it a little bit in that episode. So, but yes. So where was I? Infiltration. The Bad Batch decide to join forces with an ally and meet an old friend along the way.
So is this the episode where they meet up with I think they call her V, the space pirate?
Yeah, probably.
And the old friend, I think, is Echo.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's true.
Or is this might be the one with Rex? Because they do meet up with him.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, because I think at what point are they trying to find? Okay, no, that's a little bit later. I don't want to get into that yet. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
I forget why they. Oh, this is so. If this is that episode that I'm thinking about, it's where we get our first real look at the reconditioned clone in the new dark armor,
yes.
and I don't remember what they called him, like operative something another or
Yeah.
something like that.
They were just operatives.
Yeah. So and we learn that once Rex and his crew captured him, they removed the helmet and he's one of us. Like
Mm-hmm.
whoa, what's up with you?
Right.
And he's completely reprogrammed, like total loyal to Hemlock and the
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah, and then they also meet up with one of their other. It wasn't Cody, but it was another one of their clones that we've seen before. Uh,
Who was that? Uh,
Wolf.
he was yes. Wolf shows up,
Yeah.
and he's still working for the Empire.
Yes.
But that
And
little that seed of should you be gets
yeah,
planted.
exactly. It's planted, and so yeah, that was definitely interesting there. And so they're trying to escape still, and the forces are closing in. Of course, uh, the Empire's closing in, and he has to come to a decision, and he's just like he lets them go, and it's like, okay, we owe him that much, we'll get him next time, type thing. That's what Wolf said. So it was like, all right, that was that. Bad territory. Desperate for intel, Hunter and Wrecker track down a dangerous bounty hunter. So yes, they meet with Fennec. They go to Fennec to get more intel on M count. That's what they're trying to figure out. Why they know M count is connected to Omega in some way, and they're trying to figure out why. So they go to her, and she's like, "All right, I'll give you the intel, but you need to help me with something first." So they get dragged on this mission to basically take out some guy she's up against, and
Going on a bug hunt.
yeah, exactly,
Don't get in the water. What happens? You got to get in the
yeah,
water and fight some space crocodiles, and
exactly,
then they find their praying mantis guy.
yeah, that was fun, and thankfully they stopped him and all that. So she's like, "Yeah, I'll give you some intel," and they're like, "No, I'm not." They're like, "Yeah, like pay up," and she's like, "No, no, that's not how this works. I said I would get you the intel. They'll contact you." So that leads us to the next episode, episode 9. The batch plans their next move. A mysterious stranger arrives, and that's dun 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 dun. Who is it?
Asajj Ventress.
Exactly.
And she's not
And
bald.
yeah, she's not bald. She has like this weird hair part thing, which is very much like similar to how she looked as a kid, or as they've shown her as a kid. But yeah, she's got sporting a yellow lightsaber, which I'm honestly sick of.
Really? What's up? Let's dive deeper here.
Okay, because it's like they've always said, like, well, George has always said, okay, good guys are green or blue,
Right?
but maybe they could work in purple. That was that was the compromise they made for Sam Jackson, and because he wanted to be able to see himself on the field and be like, yep, that's me. And so now with Rey, all of a sudden has a yellow lightsaber.
Okay, so there's
It's like,
there's
yeah,
I'm
but this
going I'm
also
going
goes
back
back to like,
I'm going back to Rebels. There was a yellow lightsaber featured in Rebels too, during um, what's his name, um, Kanan's recovery from being blinded.
mm,
He had a like a vision walk or whatever they call it or whatever, to where it's kind of they went into the Jedi Temple and uh, the Grand Inquisitor of the
yeah,
past was there, but he was a temple guard. He had a yellow lightsaber at that point.
I
There's a
thought those
little
were
bit of
white.
there's a little bit of history here for yellow lightsabers, and I think it's yellow comes from because Sith have red,
Right.
but it's not they didn't. It's not like they find a red kyber crystal and put it in a lightsaber. The crystal becomes corrupted through the dark side, and each Sith is supposed to take a lightsaber from a fallen Jedi that they have killed, and that in turn
Yeah.
corrupts the crystal, turning it red. Well, I think when a
They
Sith
bleed it. Yeah.
redeems itself, it goes yellow. It can't go completely white or its original color of blue or green. So it's still got that little bit of tainted energy to it, which is why it gives it yellow. And it's said that also Palpatine feared those with yellow lightsabers, and I think that's wise because they were just at one point they went to the dark side and then redeemed themselves, so they
Mm.
came back. I don't know why Rey gets a yellow one, if that's the canon of it, if that's what they're sticking to. But
Yeah. It's hard to
like,
say.
it's like I'm kind of sick of the whole like that part of it or whatever. But
I will say, like, again, it's it's sad, but it's nice at the same time because it's sad because how screwed up the sequel trilogy was. Now everyone has to go back and try to fill in the gaps to help explain
right,
the fuck up from the original series of the sequel trilogy. It's like, dudes,
yeah,
it's like
I don't like
if you had
I don't
just
like
made good movies,
yeah I
we
don't
wouldn't
like
have
it
to
when
do this.
they shoehorn things in. I don't like that either.
And
So
so I feel like that's very much like the cleanup crew. Like, okay, well, we have to throw in a yellow lightsaber here or throw in this here. And of course, the one coming out in June 4th, Acolyte is going to have
uh,
tons of different colored lightsabers. And it's just like, all right,
I hear all kinds of stuff about that, and I don't know how I feel about any of
yeah,
it.
I don't know either. It's like, I hope it's good, but I'm not holding my breath. I don't know. Anyway, that's besides the point. Okay,
Yeah.
so Bad
So I
Batch.
guess Asajj comes back.
Yeah, that's in the Harbinger episode. And so she's there too. She says, okay, well, M Count has something to do with, Jedi. And she's like, oh, am I a Jedi? And sort of spills the beans. She's first, she's like, oh, a friend is like this. And then she's just like, oh, am I a Jedi? And she's, no, 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 no. That's not what this means. You need lots of training for that. So she's like, test me, test me, test me. So she's like, okay. And she does 3 tests, which again feels very much like a sequel thing like they did with Rey. I I
Yeah,
know. I
no.
know Luke got more than 3 tests when he was on Dagobah. So,
So I think that last one was really more of the real test. Like the first one, I think was to see if she had like
determination.
the the mental maturity to sit there and
Mm-hmm.
almost do nothing, you know,
Yeah.
with the whole balance on
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
head,
The
kind
balance
of
thing.
on one foot thing. And then I think the second test was more really of like, I kind of need you out of the way so I could talk to the adults. So, you
Right.
know, go get a flower from the top of the mountain so
Yeah.
grown-ups can talk. The whole third test thing though, that we've seen that before. That's really a thing. But
Yeah.
of course she couldn't do it.
Right. So obviously, she needed either a good teacher that has lots of patience, or she wasn't cut out to be a Jedi. At least not from not a full-fledged Jedi. But I knew from the get-go that I knew from the get-go that she was going to have something to do with that. Like from episode 1, they're like everyone has their own special thing. I'm like she's probably going to be the key to the M count thing. Well, not the key to the M count, but she's going to probably be like develop Jedi powers or something. And you see sort of it the seeds are planted, especially when she's on Kashyyyk and talking to the Wookiees and learning about their sort of reverence to the nature and stuff like that. So like, okay, it's another seed, and it's just like, yes, I knew it.
That's another thing too. Also, it's with being force sensitive, it's not really about always being a Jedi. There are
Mm.
other beings out there that are force sensitive, that are force
Yes.
creatures. That doesn't mean that they're going to be or will be have been a Jedi. It's
Right.
not always about Jedi. There's other force sensitive beings out there that use the force in a different way. And
Yes.
we kind of see that with Omega. If you
Mm-hmm.
pay attention, she's always got some type of little critter companion throughout the episodes. It may not always stick with her,
Mm-hmm.
but there's always that nature affinity with
Yeah.
her, like you were mentioning.
And she quick picks up on things very quickly. So like the
Yes.
whole gambling thing, you've seen her like be able to gamble like with pros that have been doing this for years, and she's just like, oh yeah, hey,
Right.
so back, and she's like, oh okay, yeah, it's like, all right, well, she's
Yeah.
clearly attuned to some aspects of it. So
And I'm going to kind of jump shows here, and I'm kind of sick of them trying to make everybody a Jedi. Like in Ahsoka, where they took Sabine, and it's like, okay, well, we're going to give you force powers. It may take all season to get to it, but we're going to do it, okay? Like, you're going to be a Mandalorian that can use the force and stuff. So here's a lightsaber. We're going to get you to move some shit with your mind and hands and stuff. I'm kind of over that. I've never been the biggest Jedi fan. I've made no secret about it. But now they're popping up every freaking where, and I get it. The Force is stronger with some characters than others, and I know how that goes. But that
yeah,
doesn't mean that you have to make everybody a freaking Jedi. I'm glad they didn't do that to Omega.
yeah, I'm glad they kept it simple, and she may eventually turn into one, as we'll get into later, but okay, so next episode, Identity Crisis. Emery confronts the dark secrets behind Hemlock's research, and the batch learns a dark secret. And let's see. What was the dark secret they learned? Do you recall?
No,
I'm
I
not
can't.
I'm not recalling that. I feel like we should maybe stop doing the episode synopsises, because there's only a few more episodes left. So then the next one is, while seeking unexpected source, the batch must make a daring escape, and that is called the Juggernaut. And then Into the Breach, Fearlessly, the batch prepares themselves for a gambit in enemy territory. And then Flash Strike. The odds are stacked against the batch as they operate deep behind enemy lines. And then Cavalry has arrived. The last episode. And the batch team receives outside help as they are hunted by stormtroopers.
So at some point in there, Omega, they are attacked on their little island hideaway, and Omega just gives herself up to protect everybody there, so the Empire doesn't just
obliterate the whole town.
Yeah, scorched earth kind of thing with that place.
Yeah.
So that prompts them to try and find this. What's the base called again? It was in one
Tantus.
of the episodes. Tantus,
Mount
yeah.
Tantus.
So they're trying to find where Tantus is. And I mean, they do. You know, I think I can't remember what episode it was, but I'm drawing a blank on his name.
I am too.
Just a brain fart.
it was one of their earlier contacts that the earlier people in the seasons that they were up against. So they rescue him from an Imperial labor camp and are basically forcing him to tell them the secrets of the base.
Rampart,
yes.
Yeah.
I had to dig deep for that.
Yeah. You see how I was working. Going,
I know.
Oh, let's not forget about Cad Bane. He makes appearance too.
Does he?
Yeah. He kidnaps the little baby.
Oh, yeah.
Looking thing.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Cool. I'm like, oh, Cad Bane. Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he is one of the more elite
bounty hunters
that are tracking these bounties down for the Empire, and so he delivers the child to not the child, this baby. He takes it as a baby and delivers it to the Empire, who then stick it in the vault, and they call it the vault because that's where they keep all their secret specimens and things like that. So Emery's like, yeah, there's more than just Omega on this. There's more kids than just Omega on this base. So Omega's rallying her crew, her little kid crew, to make an escape. And she's like, okay, we're going to plan this stuff. And then there's this one part in the episode that it hits me. It hit me so hard because she's like, there's turbo lasers going off, at the defensive to defend their base. And she's like, turbo lasers. And you see her eyes grow wide. She's like, my brothers are here. And it just literally sent chills all over my body. Like, it's just like, yes, this is cool.
It's going down.
It's going down. And then from there, it's just like full throttle from there into the last episode. So it's like, oh man, I was watching week to week. So it's like, I have to wait a whole another week. Crap.
So it is explained at some point that Omega's blood, even though she is not necessarily, it doesn't have a high M count. It's just compatible with blood that is, which is why she's a key to this
operation.
Here's the tie-in to episode 9 from the movies, Project Necromancer, which we all know is to clone the Emperor.
Yeah.
So that's why she's key, which is also I think is a good little nod to like, yeah, she's not a Jedi in any kind of way. It's just through the cloning process, she just has the potential to elevate the M count of
her
other
blood is as the
specimens.
binder
Yeah.
that it doesn't, because no one can directly replicate a force sensitive user and then have their M count still be as high. So like that's why Yoda can't just be cloned. And I think that's essentially what they're saying. And that's another reason why it's like Grogu isn't a clone of Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda isn't a clone of Yoda.
Grogu.
I know. I just
I'm not saying that.
I honestly I want to believe in my heart of hearts that he got busy with Yaddle and they popped out a baby. I'm positive.
Who knows? Who knows? I'm not saying they didn't. I'm not saying they didn't. I just said I wasn't saying the name that you said.
Right. No.
Not saying it.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so no. What was I saying?
M count and clones, and
M
which I
count and
think,
clones.
speaking
M
of
count clone.
clones, the Zillow Beast made a return. So
Yes.
that's cool because I mean we all know, the Emperor, even though they killed that first one back in the Clone Wars, he
Yeah.
was, the head of the Senate at the time. He's like, yes, save that specimen. We're going to conduct experiments on it anyway. And he was real open about it. It's like, this is the only one in the universe we've ever found. We've had to kill it, but we're going to preserve it. So we're going to do cloning experiments.
Right,
So
right.
it was kind of cool to see it. It made sense for it to be on Tantus where
Yeah.
they're doing cloning experiments.
Yes. And that's the other part that there was another part during the series that they're on another world where labs and experiments had been happening, and they somehow had turned into this like entity type, like goo type thing that is like vines that are overtaking the planet and whatnot.
Yep. Yeah.
And so that was like an experiment gone wrong, and they orbital bombardment from orbit bombarded the planet and to just blow everything up. And so
So
there's these survivors that are hanging out there.
yeah,
Or
yeah, the three clone survivors. Yeah,
yeah.
I wonder.
So
Oh yeah, they got dropped off on that
they
other
got
planet.
dropped off on Pabu. And
So, so the Vine thing. You know who I was thinking that was going to be?
what?
Shoot, I can't remember his name, but he first popped up in the first animated Clone Wars shorts that they did. He was that one guy that Obi-Wan was fighting, where he was all like the tentacles and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't remember what he's called.
He's the big hulking Mando looking
Yes.
dude.
Yeah.
And
That's who I thought that was gonna, like, eventually, like, part of it was gonna come together. And
yeah, he was gonna reappear and then be like, "Bleh."
right. That's who I thought that was gonna be, and it never was.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that would have been cool. I want to say it's on the tip of my tongue. I want to say it's like
I know.
Doom or Dune. I don't know.
No, I just can't remember what it is.
I cannot remember.
Starting with a D
Mando.
sounds about right, because I don't.
Tentacle dude.
Yeah.
Nope, not that.
Oh, that's gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to try and look it up myself.
Dirge.
Now. Dirge, yes, Dirge. That's who I thought that was.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I didn't think that. I wasn't thinking that, but I agree. That would have been cool.
But yeah, but
If
then
it
this
had,
deep looking Sarlacc thing comes up at the end. It's like, no, it's not him. Shoot.
yeah. Yeah, that I thought it was just another Sarlacc type pit just on a different planet, and it's just like, okay, so there's a different version of a Sarlacc just on a not sandy planet. But I'll tell you one thing. I was hoping, and I know at some point this is going to come up, but I kept hoping that Tech was going to come back. And
You didn't see him, did you?
what?
So they didn't come out and say it was,
Right.
but if you watch during that final fight scene
Yeah.
with those reprogrammed
Yeah.
clones in the dark
Yeah.
armor, one of them has, it's like a visor and like the two
Yeah.
circles like Tech's helmet.
Yeah.
He's only on screen for just a couple of seconds, but I think that was kind of a nod. It's like, yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be like a deliberate nod, but I was hoping that was gonna be Tech, and they would like take time to recondition him or something like that. He's the one that chopped off uh
It
Crosshair's
happened
trigger hand.
so fast. Like if you weren't watching,
Yeah,
you wouldn't have caught it.
yeah, he had. I caught that, and I was hoping that it was going to be revealed, but they never revealed it, and it's just like,
No.
I really wanted that to be the reveal where they sort of all got a happy ending on Pabu, and they
Part
could.
of this felt kind of rushed. Like
It did.
there was some things like that I felt like they should have addressed,
Mm-hmm.
because it's almost like we didn't get closure for Tech. Like
Yeah.
we saw him fall. It's presumed that he died in that fall, which he very well could have. You know, that all they found was his goggles. They didn't find any armor. They didn't find his body. So it's kind of like, what did happen? And then,
Mm-hmm.
there's this little quick glimpse of, could it be? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But why would the helmet be so similar
Right.
if it wasn't?
And
So
that's initially what I had thought. I was just like, oh, cool, this is going to be Tech. They're going to reveal it's Tech, and then they'll have to try to recondition him.
yeah, like
On
the whole
yeah,
time I thought like the main, I don't know what we're calling them. I don't want to say dark trooper. I guess dark clone.
yeah. I
And
guess Dark Clone.
the main one with the one helmet with almost like the bug eye and the rangefinder thing on it. I thought that was going to be revealed to be Tech.
Yeah,
Like the whole time, I'm going, this has got to be Tech. It's going to
yeah,
be Tech. Watch, like something's going to happen, and it's going to be him, and it never was.
yeah. They at least they didn't reveal it. If, like you said, if they just didn't do it, but like you said, it did feel a little rushed. Um, I think it was because they had to cross so much ground
Yeah, I mean there
in
was
order to make that ending happen.
a lot of time spent around Tantus, either trying to escape or trying to break in, trying to
Yeah.
find it and break in. So they didn't really go to many different locations here. There wasn't much new in the new season because of that,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I say it feels kind of rushed. Like
Yeah.
you said, you watched it week per week. It was like, okay, if you're doing that, almost hardly anything really happens in some of those episodes, which
Right.
you wouldn't think would be considered like a filler type of thing, it being its last season.
Yeah.
But watching multiple episodes together like I did, it's kind of like, okay, well, we're still here. We're still
Mm-hmm.
doing this. It's like, man, this is frustrating for people that had to watch it week per week.
Yeah, it definitely was. And that's the thing with with these series, it's like I don't think you should release a half-hour episode per week. It should be at least an hour. That way people can watch it at their leisure and they can watch 2 episodes or they can watch 1 episode and then 1 episode or something, but you need to give us more. Like it needs to be more than twice a week. Just drop all the episodes and let us do what we will, or don't and release at least an hour. I think that's what they should do. But because I know
Well,
I'm also watching X-Men 97, and so it's like I watched the 2 Bad Batch or the Bad Batch episodes, and then I flip over and watch X-Men 97, and it's like then when nothing happens in that, it's equally more frustrating. It's just like, what the heck? It's like, come on. Like, I got a half hour and it was like 20 minutes of nothing, and it doesn't answer anything, doesn't push the story forward. It's just like, come on, give me more than that. Just drop all the episodes at once.
yeah.
But
That's kind of why I've gotten to the point where when something is new and it first comes out, like I don't jump right on it. I'll wait a little while. Sometimes it's due to time too. I don't have the time to
yeah,
sit and dedicate to watching something, and until like I might have a spare day somewhere where I can't go anywhere, I can't do anything. So, all right, well, I'll sit and watch something,
yeah,
which is pretty rare, but sometimes
yeah.
I just have to make the time to see some things. But we're straying. So let's talk about that finale.
Yes,
Do
they
you
wrap it up with the
feel
time jump.
yeah, do you feel they did justice to the Bad Batch storyline in this finale?
Yes and no. I feel like there's so much shit that happened to them that they deserved a break. They really did deserve a break to just be able
Right.
to like
I
chill,
think they got
relax,
it.
grow up, like
I
recover.
think they got it.
I think it happened very well in that point. In order, I mean, this is 3 seasons, so this I feel like for what they accomplished, I think they did a good job. But could they have done better? It is always the question, like, what could you have done that would be better? And it's like, for me, would be to get closure on Tech would have been nice. But at the same time, it's like, is that just me being selfish? Because in reality, people die. That is, it's not like a comic book. People don't get resurrected. It's not a fairy tale type thing. So people can die. And I feel like they're making that, they're drawing the line in the sand. Not everything's going to work out, but they left it open ended because I feel like it could have happened, but alas, it didn't. But again, it's like, was Crosshair still able to shoot? Because he lost his hand in that fight, his trigger hand in that fight, and it's like, does he still, can he still shoot? Is it even relevant? Like, or is that just they're chalking it up, they're tossing in the towel, so to speak, and that's why they don't continue to fight for the rebellion and whatnot. Omega says, you guys had your fight. It was the Clone Wars. I still have a fight, and that's why I'm going to join the rebellion. They need pilots more than ever. So she was off to join the rebellion at that point. And it's like, okay, I feel like there could be a spin-off of Bad Batch where it's Omega and she's a pilot. But how would that even work? I don't know.
Well,
Could it be
maybe there
good?
won't
Sure.
be
Would I watch it? Yeah.
maybe there won't be a series per se, but maybe she will pop up in a future show that they make, and
Yeah.
we'll go, oh my god, it's Omega.
Yeah, I'm still hoping that um she'll show up in Book of Boba Fett. I know that it's not likely that's ever going to get renewed, but I think it would be awesome if she shows up to help out in some fashion.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah.
I unlike you, I kind of feel like that closure for Tech is missing. But if you look at how they treated the clones as a whole from the very
Yeah.
beginning, like the beginning of the Clone Wars, when one of them dies and they die on the battlefield, they're just kind of left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no funeral ceremony, there's no nothing. It's okay. Well, that's a fallen brother. We still have a job to do.
Yeah.
So in a way I kind of feel like that's almost how they treated it,
Yeah.
just another clone death.
Yeah.
But because he's a named character, I think it stings a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
because you've grown to love those characters or whatever, and it's always tough seeing one of them fall. So in a way I kind of think that's maybe what they might have been trying to play on. I want to believe that, and not just him being an afterthought. Like, yeah, he's dead. He's not part of the team anymore. Move on.
Yeah.
But also, don't forget, Echo. Also, something similar happened to Echo like that. We thought he was dead.
Yeah.
And then come to find out at the end of the Clone Wars, it's like, no, there's breadcrumbs here, and Rex picks up on that. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
Echo's still here. He's still out there. We got to go get him, So
Right.
maybe they'll do something like that with Tech down the road, if there's another show or whatever. Maybe Omega finds him, because we see Omega still has his goggles when she takes
Mm-hmm.
off to go and join the rebellion.
Yep.
So maybe they're going to do something in the future with it. Maybe that's why
That
they
would be
didn't
cool.
say, hey, yeah, here's your closure for him. He's really dead. He's really gone. Because we
Yep.
never saw his body.
I would like to believe that Saw Gerrera came back and rescued him, but at the same time, he was very much like, yeah, he died in battle. So what?
I really
You
don't
know,
like that character.
I don't like Saw Gerrera either, but I would like to believe that he is better than that. I feel like that would give him some sort of redemption. But then again, in Rogue One, you see, he did not have that kind of redemption.
No, his character
He's very
definitely
much
does not
just a
have that type
garbage
of
character.
quality. He's an extremist.
Yes.
That's what you call an extremist. It's like, no, I know what I have to do, whether you think it's right or wrong. I don't care. This is what we're going to do. And oftentimes it screws everybody's plans up except for his.
Yep.
But he still doesn't get the results that he wants.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like him. Is because he meddles too much, and he's one of these people that thinks that they know the answers to everything, and they don't know anything.
Right. He's not he's short-sighted in a way that it's like, okay, this is going to help everyone, whereas this only helps you.
Yeah. No, he's
So
playing checkers while the Empire's playing chess.
Right. Very good analogy there. So I don't know. It'd be nice, but it would be cool. That I like that idea. That gives me some hope of something that they'll do. Maybe she'll return to that planet and see, like, find something that makes her believe that Tech isn't dead, and goes on the mission. So I don't know. I can see that. That would be cool. That would be cool. I'll admit.
It was kind of cool seeing the flash forward, the
Yes.
jump in time, because I actually, maybe a year or two now ago, I was actually trying to make a custom of an older Omega, and I was trying to incorporate like some of the armor aspects from Clone Force 99
Right.
into a look for her. I never finished it. I only
Yeah.
really got a base body figure and a couple of pieces to put on it. I don't even think it's within arm's reach right now. I might have might have packed it up. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool seeing, you know, the older Omega.
Mm-hmm.
But she was very much wearing like the fashion of the island that they stayed on.
Yeah. On Pabu, yeah. For sure. I don't know. I, I think I think they did a good job. I wish it would have been a little bit different because I mean we didn't even see Emery. Like, what became of her after she took the kids to the coordinates? Like, she should probably, I don't know, face jail time or something. She was experimenting on clones. I don't know what the answer is. Did they just forgive her? You know, it's like it would have been nice if they gave us some closure there too, because they made her such an important character as far as the escape. So I don't know, but overall, Dave Filoni once again hit it out of the park. Another really good strong outing for Bad Batch.
Loosens it all. I did
I
enjoy
Oh
it.
yeah, 100%. And yeah, I in my opinion, Dave Filoni is the future. He's trained under the master of George Lucas, and I think he knows best. He has a good compass. He still has a good head on his shoulders, I think. But
I tell you what I would like to see. I liked the whole idea of Clone Force 99 being a specialized operative unit. I would like to see something done with the Scar Squadron, and that has very much parallels to um, Clone Force 99. Really, the Scar Squadron is a group of stormtroopers, and each one of them almost has the same qualities as, like there's one that he's big like Wrecker was. There's another one that has modified his stormtrooper armor, and he's very techish. There's a sharpshooter, so they have like these
mm-hmm,
each specialized skills or whatever, and they're not completely inept
mm-hmm,
like stormtroopers are often
right,
portrayed as just cannon fodder. No, these guys are a specialized strike team
yeah,
that are, Imperial stormtroopers. I would like to see something done with them more than what already has been just with the comics.
yeah,
Um, I and I want to say they are. I think they adopted the name like something with 99 or whatever, but they call themselves the Scar Squadron
hmm.
uh, in the comics. So I would like that.
That would
Give
be
us
cool.
give us like Tales of the Stormtroopers or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. And you haven't seen the Tales of the Empire yet, so I'll spare
No.
any details about that. But that did drop on May 4th, and I'm still torn about it. Not really sure how I feel about it just yet. I'm still processing.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Is it that bad?
no, I mean there were good episodes and not so good episodes, but I don't know. Yeah, overall it was probably fine, but I'm just looking at. I'm still processing. Like I said, I'm still processing. It's taking some time. What was that? Oh, my phone. Um, but
I'll
yeah,
have to find time to go and watch that.
yeah. Like I said, it's 87 minutes, but it'd be interesting. I would like to hear your thoughts on it, but for sure.
Well,
But
maybe we can touch on that on Friday.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But yes. So we're gonna wrap up here. Um, any last thoughts about Bad Batch review?
No, I'm pretty set on how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, again, if you enjoyed this, let us know in the comments. Let us know somewhere. Tell us somehow. But yeah, so this has been another review. And follow us on socials. Check out our merch. They're going to be adding some more stuff soon. And until next time, may the 4th be with you.
This is the May.
This is the May. Where? Click.